You are listening to The Guide, entertainment.ie's weekly TV podcast with Fiona Flynn and David O'Shaughnessy.
Hello and welcome to another podcast of The Guide. We are here talking about all the TV shows that basically have been revived and rebooted at the moment. So there is loads. Yesterday brought the news of Gilmore Girls, and there's also a show of movies.
So Cruel Intent is going to come back. So we're going to be talking about all the TV shows and movies, I guess, from the 90s?
Mostly the 90s, some of the noughties as well.
Yeah, that are getting a good old go up with the boob.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because initially it was like, oh yeah, they're all playing off this whole 90s nostalgia thing that's happening at the moment, or basically anything that is drifted back to even our youth, which is now apparently like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's also getting to the point where you're a bit like, are they all just sitting around in Hollywood going like, okay, we can't think of any new ideas, so let's just
made loads of money back then?
Yeah, or like we'll just get one good series out of it, make a load of money because people will obviously watch that and then walk away from it.
Yeah, but I suppose the only problem with that then is that a lot of people who are involved in these shows now demand a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it has to be, I wonder how much they're going to get paid off. Anyway, we'll go into all that in depth.
So the first one I think we're going to talk about is Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty excited about.
Which was, I think, our generation's everyone like between lectures or like
it was a real,
late night DVD binge kind of, like Gilmore Girls was.
Because it used to be on E4, I think twice a day or something. There was an episode on at lunchtime, there was an episode on in the evening.
What was the Irish channel? Was it on TG4 or was it RT2?
It may have been on them as well. E4 was the one that I think because you used to just play it on like replay. They'd play out all the seasons and then go back for it to start. So at some point, I think I watched it all a bit disjointed, but at some point you actually managed to have caught all the episodes.
Yeah.
And it was definitely, I mean, it was kind of aimed at women, I guess, because it was like a mother-daughter relationship and they had this like real witty banter and stuff. But there were so many men I knew at the time. Again, maybe it was just college students who just had nothing better to do that got really into it as well.
No, you'd sit down and you'd just go.
Yeah. All the
crack at funny, and you knew everyone go in it, and like so many people who've been in it have gone on to such acclaim.
Yeah. So it's coming back. Netflix, well, now nothing has been signed, sealed and delivered yet, but apparently both actresses and the producer, the writer of it, are in talks with Netflix, and they're going to do 4 90-minute movies out of it. TV movies, I guess. So it's supposed to go down the 10-episode route. They're going to have just sort of 4 big chunks of it.
Okay.
So, which is a good idea, I guess, because there's a lot of stories that could be left to tell. So maybe they might do one focusing just on the mom, Lorelai, and then another one focusing on where Rory is at now in life. But of course, the dad in it, Edward Herman, the actor, is passed away, I think the end of 2014. And Melissa McCarthy, who played her bestie, oh my God, what was her name?
I'm blanking on it too, but I know she was a chef.
I want to say like Elmo or Suki. There we go.
Yeah.
Suki. So that was a show that kicked off Melissa McCarthy's career, and like you never would have predicted watching her in Gilmore Girls that she could have gone on to be like the hilarious actress she was, because she was a real sort of forgettable in that.
Yeah, I actually remember reading a thing a while ago where it was like that they like, didn't even think from the first episode that Suki was going to be a big character, or it was like that or I think it was Mr. McCarthy was interviewed about like her roles, and at the start it was something like she was just this like big blah, blah, blah character, and she was like, no, can I bring it into an actual person as opposed to being like the comic relief in the kitchen, bumbling big like chef. So yeah, it really did do like wonders for her, and I think that she really like decided, no, this is the point where I'm going to actually make a name for myself.
Yeah, so she has obviously gone on to huge things. So she's unfortunately not in the talks to do
at all.
No,
probably too much.
She's kind of a big deal now, I guess. So to get her back, I mean, it'd be lovely if they brought her back, and I feel like if she could do it. Not that I know Melissa McCarthy, but I feel like she would go back and honour her roots, I guess, and do even like
maybe she
a quick thing. maybe she doesn't talk to them anymore.
Yeah. I think they all got snooty about it when they finished up, and she became the most famous one, and then she's like, oh.
Yeah, sorry about that. Because the rest of them, like, Rory was in, what's her name? Alexis
Liddell was in, like, Sin City, and someone like Sister of Traveling Pants, but she's not.
Yeah, but she hasn't really done an awful lot since.
Yeah,
and
she looks the same.
Yeah. Lauren Graham.
Did a few comedy things on TV, but nothing that was really taken off for her. Yeah. She's kind of, and I guess both of it is a good idea, I suppose, for actors to do this, because it kind of reminds people of them again, I suppose. Yeah, 100%.
Gets their name back out there, out in the circuit, and then of course they might get work off the back of it. So I suppose that's the way they all look at it.
Yeah.
So pretty excited about that one. And the whole thing about it as well is we never got to see Lorelai and Luke get married, because I think it finished up before it was, I don't think they were told it was their last season. I think it was cut short.
Yeah, they kind of wrapped it up before it's time.
So we'll get to see hopefully if they'll tie it out.
I mean, there's lots to explore.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Paris is now. I don't know if she'll be in it because she's now in.
She was the best friend of Rory.
How to Get Away with Murder. She's so I don't know. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll make a cameo. Cause I wonder as well, like if they've got like Matt Kajurki or however you pronounce his name is in The Good Wife. I wonder does that conflict, or will they be allowed to do like these little like one-off cameos or projects, or is it just a time management
contracts?
Is it contract or is it just timing?
Yeah.
In that way?
I think the filming or shooting isn't supposed to begin until early next year. So hopefully they'll work around.
Well, I think it's the last season of The Good Wife, so.
Oh, yeah. So it could work out well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gilmore Girls was the kind of main one this week. And then today, of course, it's Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
Which is becoming a TV show.
It's becoming a TV show from its origins as a movie, but based on like obviously Dangerous Liaisons and like the original story of Les Dangereux Liaisons, whatever it's called in French.
What are you saying?
Anyway, basically it's an original tale that was made into a movie, and then Cruel Intentions was based on that movie,
right.
And so then it's like several deviations of what the original story will be, but instead of being a reboot, it's a continuation on of the story that we all know with Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Philippe and Sarah Michelle Gellar, but not involving any of them, because it's going to star the 16-year-old son of Ryan Philippe and Reese Witherspoon's character, even though he died.
This is what baffled me, but there's an explanation.
Because when she's driving away in his car with the little book of secrets at the end, the nurse saying that she was pregnant with his child, and that he escaped, or they escaped, or she went to Kansas to be like give him a normal existence away from the crazy world of New York that she was in, and that he apparently turned 16, discovers his father's like lineage and legacy and the whole family name. It was some like weird like rich family name. I can't really remember. But,
I can't remember. Either.
Like Von Trump or something like that.
I think that name is taken.
It's taken. But or Beauregard. It was a very like old money name.
Yeah.
But anyway, discovers that and goes to San Francisco to this like elite school where he gets involved in the world of sex and money and fame and glory and all these things. So. I mean, the premise sounds awful if I'm being honest. I mean, I was like, it just sounds so like what they did with Scream on MTV.
Well, which network is going to go with it?
It's NBC, so it's not exactly going to be titillating. It's not HBO or Showtime. So but again, like I don't know, like young adult TV shows these days are like what Teen Wolf and Pretty Little Liars and all these things tend to push about a bit more than things we would have seen like The OC or Dawson's Creek. The way it's a lot raunchier, and I suppose it's more acceptable, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see where it goes. It's got the original writer and director involved.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
A good sign.
And people who've been involved in a musical version that was like done in San Francisco last year or LA last year. The same people who did the OC musical are involved.
Oh,
so
right.
It's not going to be a musical show.
Yeah.
But they've got these younger writers who love the original material involved and the original writer and director. So that's good. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar does still do some TV, so there is room for like a vicious cameo. Like that could be like it will do well off having anyone involved. It won't have Reese Witherspoon, let's be honest. And it can't. Well, Ryan Philippe could probably do a flashback, but I mean, it's not going to happen.
It would be ridiculous.
It has to because he doesn't look the same. Like he does actually. He hasn't aged. Yeah. He's a bit buffer, but like he has not really.
No, Sarah Michelle Gellar would be, although there wasn't really been much point to her unless she was.
Well, she's his aunt.
Oh, yeah.
She would be his aunt, and she would...
It would kind of be like, when they had the 90210 thing, and they had Jenny Garth there and stuff for the first season. It was like, sort of like a way to hold your hand for like the older people and the new people to join, and then they just,
Well, I think because it's a movie, and because a lot of... Like, it's a cult classic. I think it was a lot of our generation that people would know it and would know it anyway.
Yeah.
So to dive in, you wouldn't really give that much background to it. But if she, like, appeared... Like,
would be amazing.
Season finale, or made, like, if you... like, I'd say they could make the show work by almost telling her don't answer that question and make people hope that you will appear at one point, and if she appears and say the season finale, everyone will be like, oh my god, and like Sarah Michelle Gellar back on TV in that role would be amazing. What
is Sarah Michelle Gellar doing at the moment?
I think she's doing a bit of voiceover work. She was on that show at Robin Williams, that sitcom, before he unfortunately passed. So
she had Ringer and stuff.
She had Ringer before this sitcom, and there was something else she tried. I don't know, but she is like working away, but again in like little roles. Her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., I think is a writer for WWE.
Yeah,
and he's also a voice actor on Star Wars cartoons. So like, they really like,
because you kind of look at them and kind of think, oh, they were so big in the 90s, bless them, and it's like, oh wait, they're actually
still working away and having a lovely Hollywood life, and still very much sort of in the public eye, but like very much like would have fans. So I mean, big question mark over Cruel Intentions. We'll see what happens. It's only going into development, so I imagine maybe next September we'll see it, like it'll debut. But who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
The one I'm really excited about, I think the whole world is really excited about, is the X-Files, which is back in January. And this isn't even a rumor. This is happening. It's been filmed. They have trailers out, and both of them.
You've seen Mulder and Scully.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like this is just so out there and everyone knows it. But like, I've talked to friends, and quite a few people recently have been like, you know, talking about the X-Files coming back, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So, I mean, I guess we're so involved in it. But I'm like, do people not know? Or they're not counting down the days? But I mean, I think a lot of people, fans of the show know, but maybe people who sort of were kind of had a passing interest in it,
I think,
aren't that invested in the fact that it's returning.
Yeah, I think also it was one of those shows before TV was lauded as being a great like prestige thing that it is now. The X-Files, as great a show as it was a bit nerdy, or is a bit kind of like culty. Not culty as, you know what I mean, it was a cult, like had a cult following. So there was a bit of like about it. Also, it was like kind of like sci-fi and horror-y and didn't really fit into a theme, so it was kind of a hard sell. So fans of it, I don't think we're ever really like, oh, I'm a fan of the X-Files, because you were big, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd kind of disagree. I think it was kind of a bit of a cultural phenomenon at the time. It kind of just came along and was a sort of dark show that got a lot of people involved.
Really?
Like, that wouldn't normally be into those type of shows.
Yeah, but I also still think there are a lot of people who are like, oh, the X-Files, yeah, that was great, but I mean, I didn't stick through with it because, as I was going to say, it didn't have a definitive end point. You know that way? It kind of like Mulder... David Duchovny left for a few seasons, and it kind of like stumbled on without him, and then he came back,
and the movies,
and then there was a movie, and
I don't even know where it ended up. To be honest.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. We kind of don't know where anything stands, and I'm sure there's like an entire like X-Files pedia website that could inform us all.
But the best thing about it, I suppose, was like that it was always sort of one episode was one individual story a lot of the time, so you could just sort of chime in and out of it. Like, there's so many episodes I've seen down the years, and it's grand because you could just watch it and then leave it off. And there was obviously a running thread of storylines about, you know, Mulder's belief in the afterlife, alien life. But the new trailer looks really good, and it has Joel McHale in it from Community, which I find a bit jarring.
It's very hard to see Joel McHale in anything that's not Community, because you just expect him to be Jeff Winger.
Exactly. So the first trailer I watched of it was Jeff Winger's voice essentially coming over, talking about how like there's so much surveillance now and it's all going to end so badly for us, but it's like at the same time you just feel you're so used to his voice in Community. Winger! What have you done? So yeah, that will be a bit jarring, but I mean, he'll get to prove his worth, I suppose, as an actor if like we just get over the fact that he's Jeff Winger after a few minutes of watching it. So he's in it as, I think, like a conservative talk show host that tips them off to some alien abductee has been kidnapped or something like that. But that's how it all kicks off. But I think a big part of it is going to be the whole like surveillance thing that's happened, and Gillian Anderson has said that like the X-Files kind of finished up just after 9/11, and that since then there's been so much sort of security changes and stuff, and in America and all over the world, and it's all been told that, you know, it's for our benefit, whereas this is kind of showing that like no, it's not. So it'll be them to kind of, which would be really interesting,
a little bit Homelandy,
like teetering towards, especially given the storyline of Homeland this season. So it is definitely kind of, you know, it's relevant at the moment, whatever is happening for them. And the two of them are back for it, which is brilliant. So, and Smoking Man is back. What more can we ask for?
I think that a lot of people are coming back to it. We've got some like junior FBI agents as well in it.
Yeah,
and new actors.
The guy, was it Skinner or something like that? Yeah.
Director Skinner,
he's back for it.
It's exciting. It'll definitely be a worthwhile watch, and it's I just hope it doesn't disappoint, because I know I think the bar is kind of, expectations are set high with it, because it is looked back on, I think, through rose-tinted window, because I think as much as they were good episodes, you said things like there were also terrible episodes, and as I said, there was also that horrible few seasons without David Duchovny or thing, and it was just blah. So I mean, I'm kind of being like, okay, I'm going to lower my bar, and hopefully it'll impress me, but I hope that everyone doesn't go, oh, this is nothing like the original X-Files. I'm kind of bored.
I think it's good that it's only 6 episodes, so, and they have said
10?
No, I think it's only 6.
Okay.
But that's what I just read, unless that's changed some point that in the last couple of months, whenever that article was written. But I think it's 6, and I think in between there's going to be like sort of a thing running through it, but there is going to be individual stories in each episode, kind of like how the original was. So a lot of the original writers are back as well. So hopefully it'll stay loyal enough to without. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I imagine they will go in a new, like, as in like they'll follow, as in the surveillance thread and new stories, bring in some old characters, but won't try and acknowledge all the old stuff, because there's probably just too much there to even. And
I also wonder, will they do Mulder and Scully romance thing? I think at this point now that's been done.
Yeah, I think, like, I also think in our generation, people will kind of understand it. Like, that they work together and that there was a romance and then they can just be pals.
Yeah. I bet you what they're going to do is they're going to do some sort of hug or moment of like a will they, won't they?
Yeah.
But nothing will quite happen because
Yeah.
they'll have learned from their past mistakes.
Yeah, or they'll just, like, they can be pals. They
Yeah.
can be platonic pals who are really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with benefits. Explicit benefits.
Yeah, now I've got that Mulder and Scully song in my head.
Oh yeah, the
Karis Matthews.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next one that I think a lot of, again, hardcore fans are excited about is Twin Peaks,
Yes.
which I think there was a lot of problems with that. So initially it was coming back and then it wasn't because David Lynch wasn't happy with Showtime.
Yeah.
And now it is, and then Colin McLaughlin I think was part of it, then he wasn't a part of it, but now he is back in it again, and Amanda Seyfried is going to be in it.
Involved in some way.
But it's not till 2017, so a long wait.
Well, look, that's David Lynch. I mean, like, he's going to be meticulous in making this, you know, and it's going to be weird.
Retake after
it's
retake.
It's going to be so weird.
No. Did you watch the first 2 seasons?
I didn't. No, I never finished it because I read a thing somewhere that says once you find out, like, once the first season is resolved, as in once the big mystery is resolved, which just happens in the second season, it just descends into the absolute mad, mental David Lynchian nonsense.
Yeah.
And I was told, got to there and stop watching, and I did. And so I have a nice little bubble in my head.
Yeah.
But I didn't go near, was it the Devil Fire Walk With Me or any of those other, like, other things around it. I just know, like, my little bubble of Twin Peaks, that is the mystery about the death of, what was it, Laura?
I honestly, I'm so not a Twin Peaks fan.
Oh, okay. I do
I've
watch
attempted it, but it's like I think I will now that it's coming back.
Yeah.
Like I will invest into the 2 seasons. But if it was one of those things where I was like, it's fine, that happened, I didn't watch it, no big deal. But now, I mean, it does have such people who like it, really, really love it. So I think I have to give it the time of day. But anything I've seen of it, I've always been like, I don't think that would be my thing, my type of show. But then, you know, I've been wrong in the past for those statements. So.
Yes, exactly. No, it's not a difficult watch. It's like, I don't know the right word for it is. Like, you very much, it does take effort, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you do have to, like, pay attention, and then sometimes you're like, what is going on here? And it's a bit like, and it is very 80s, and sometimes it feels almost like a send-up of 80s stuff.
Yeah. That's what I felt like when I was watching it. That it was like, this clearly isn't Twin Peaks that everyone's talked about. This is some sort of spoof of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And then I've been like, oh no, wait, people are like that's Twin Peaks that you were watching.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's good. I mean, I'd be interested to see what David Lynch does and what brings it to a modern day, and it's still in Twin Peaks, and what the mystery is, and what Colin McLaughlin's going to be back there, and if it's going to be about another murder or they're gonna, like, I don't know, like, it could be about anything. Hopefully David Lynch will make it a bit, or some people will step in and be like, maybe keep it in reality a bit more, and still keep your oddball sensitivity and make it a bit weird, but don't go so out there that it just doesn't make sense. Which happens a lot.
Yeah, it could. But again, it's like 2017, so I suppose...
We've got all of next year to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the other ones that are coming back is Fresh Prince. That's coming back as well.
Will Smith's involvement, tell me, yes or no?
He is, yes, executive producer.
Okay.
This is what they're telling us anyway. And so is his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And it's going to be set in Bel-Air again, and it's going to be a whole new family situation. Like, it's going to just be, I guess it's kind of going to follow the same storyline, but with obviously a whole new cast involved, and Will Smith will be on board to sort of direct them in the right way to go.
Make sure it's like the family friendly, nice show it is, and
so
culturally reflective and everything like that.
This was one though that I'm a bit like, no, like, leave it alone.
What are they going to do with the theme song? Like,
oh my god, amazing.
Like, do you think?
Sorry,
like,
I'm just thinking of the theme song in my head. I'm like, no, we can't sing it. We mustn't.
No, we can't, and we're not going to. But I mean, it's like, are they going to? They can't just like. You can't use the old theme song, but you can't make a new one because
you just can't mess with that.
It's just gonna have to be some sort of updated melody that's similar to.
I just think it's like, especially Will Smith of all people. I understand how so many of the other actors.
He's a new album in the works as well, just you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he just fully going back into 1995? Like,
I think it's all. He's like, Will Smith comeback.
Yeah, but it's just funny because a lot of the times when people do go back into these shows, it's because their careers haven't been successful since. But like Will Smith of all people doesn't need to do this. Yeah. And like, would he think he'd be like, no, let's just leave that amazing show and all its memories in its place. But instead now they're just sort of like, I just feel like they're dragging these things out of the grave and like
someone must have dropped a bag of money at his feet.
They obviously did, and got his wife involved too. But it's just, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it happens. But I don't know. I'm a bit like, leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Yeah. But I wonder, is it even going to be for us? Because, you know, Fresh Prince was for us when we were not kids, but teens. You know, that way it was very much that kind of show. I wonder, is it going to be for a younger demographic?
It's like just sort of some kind of Nickelodeon type job.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, but look, we're not going to be watching it.
He's already dead.
Stop kicking.
Stop. That's how I feel about these TV shows. Leave them be. So yeah, that's an exciting one. Is there any other ones that you had in mind?
There was that thing about The Notebook has been turned into a bloody
TV show.
Which it wouldn't surprise me if they do, like, the child of the kids and the lovely thing that they... Oh, no.
You know what they're doing?
What are they doing?
They are going to show the missing years, which I kind of think sounds nice because, so the whole story of The Notebook is, and I'm sure everyone has seen it at this stage. So obviously we see them get together in their youth and then not get together and then will they, won't they?
Yeah.
But you do see the end of it, whatever happens to them.
Yeah.
So you know that it's not going to be them at that point of their life. But there is the missing years. I don't know why I'm trying not to spoil The Notebook. For Christ's sake, everyone knows they die in their beds, okay? Yeah. But
terrible.
There is about a 40-year gap, obviously, from the old man reading the story of how he met the mother, Ali, to that. And of course, it flashes through their life together and the pictures at the end. But this TV show is set to sort of pick up from the kind of moment where she rocks up to his house with his suitcases and decides to stay with Noah. So it's going to be their life and their kids and stuff. And that's going to be the TV show. And apparently Nicholas Sparks, who's the author, is a part. I'm on board. But it's so funny. Remember,
so bad.
Remember Nicholas Sparks did The Notebook, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's got all these other books and movies." And then they're the worst thing that ever happened to movies. It's like a shed load of them.
So is The Notebook.
The Notebook is... I'm sorry. The Notebook is amazing, okay?
It's awful.
It's an epic tale of our time.
It's awful.
It is not. When did you see it?
Obvious movie.
When did you see it?
I can't remember. I tried to block out the
memories. Did you see it way
memories.
after everyone had just hammered into you that you need to watch The Notebook?
No, I remember seeing it when it was a thing to be talked about. And people were like, "Oh, go see The Notebook," and I was like, "Why do I need to see this?" And I was like, literally sat down and was like, "That's them." Like I was like,
it's them.
I know, and I was like, well, I don't need to watch that. It's going to be sad. They're going to die. Like it was just the worst. It's just
oh my gosh,
awful.
What's wrong with you? You're
no,
really stoned.
it's
you're so cynical,
awful.
Dave.
It's
I've always
terrible.
said that about you.
And anyway, so the only and not even good with it's not going to be Rachel McAdams. It's not going to be Ryan Gosling, is it? No, they're not going to have those of them. So who are we going to watch? It's not even going to be pretty.
I'm pretty sure they can find some imitations of them out there somewhere in Hollywood.
I don't know.
I do think it'll be nice to see the missing years of like Noah and Ali. And I can't believe you didn't love The Notebook.
I could no.
It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
Fuller House then is the other one. So Full House.
Yeah, that one I'm also really excited about. Again, I'm a little worried because it may ruin my childhood when it comes back. But because this was that was one of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid. Like I would belt down the stairs when I heard the song on.
Yeah.
Like it was just made me so happy.
Oh, John Stamos.
They used to always like the Fonz who'd come in and they'd all cheer. But did you watch it when you were a kid?
Definitely. I very much identified with Michelle.
Michelle, which one was she? The
youngest.
The youngest.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, yeah.
You identified with Michelle?
Exactly, as in that she was the one. I was like, rah! I was like, as the youngest kid in the family, it's always just been like Steen Sealing, always just coming in and doing a thing, and it was like that. Always like faces and stuff like that. She was great. They were both great in it. Like they were one of the best characters because they just walk into a room and have a great line and they're like, yay!
Yeah.
So I was like,
she was I keep on saying she, but Michelle Tanner was the cutest kid on television, but obviously she was played by two kids.
Yeah.
So that's coming back. John Stamos. I'm not saying his name right. John Stamos confirmed it a few months ago. And I think, it's with Netflix again, and it's with the oldest daughter, DJ Tanner.
Yeah.
And she's just been widowed, and she is raised. They're kind of flipping the whole story of like the man raising the three girls, and now it's going to be her raising the three boys, and she's going to have help from her sister Stephanie, and then there's a best friend Kimmy or something that was in it back in the day, and they're all going to be living in San Francisco in, I assume, maybe the family home again.
Maybe it must be.
Yeah. But I think it's going to start, the very first episode is going to be a reunion, so it's going to have like Bob Saget and John Stamos and Dave Coulier.
And I don't think the Olsens are involved, are they?
I don't think they're going to get them involved. And plus it wouldn't make sense because it'd have to just be one of them.
That's true. Yeah. I was like, which one do we use? Because they don't really look alike anymore.
Exactly. So which one would be... I mean, you think they could convince one of them.
Ashley. Mary Kate.
Yeah.
No.
But they're all still very close. Like Bob Saget and stuff has like wrote about them in his book and saying how they were all like quite a like a very close knit family at the time, and they still kind of feel like family. So
I don't know. I think they have their like fashion empire and all their other things going on, and they don't need to be in front of the camera, and I don't think they want to be.
Yeah.
Unless they stick Elizabeth Olsen decides to be like, oh yes, hi Michelle.
They could stick in Elizabeth Olsen actually.
But she probably wouldn't want to do it either. She would, why would I bring my sisters?
It's like this isn't Indian enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, I don't know if that's going to be... Is that targeted to us or is that targeted to kids? Like, what's the demographic target for that?
See, it's on Netflix, so I feel like it's targeted towards us, that it's going to be people who will watch it out of the whole, it's nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I assume it'll be kid-friendly as well. So, it'll be... I think it's probably targeted at us to sort of show our kids, which we don't have. But, people of our, that would have just, anyone from the ages of whatever... I don't know, 25 to 40 who would have been around, grown up with it. Because it was on from 1987 to 95. You just saw me Google there about 5 minutes ago. But it played in Ireland, I think. It was on repeats until for years and years.
Ages and ages, yeah.
So, it was definitely on for a long time, which is typical, I suppose. We probably didn't get it till 1995.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one. And there's loads more. There's Coaches coming back. I don't know if you ever watched Coach.
It's familiar, but I wouldn't, oh my god, do you know what they should do? I literally just had the thought, Home Improvement.
Oh my god, they should.
With one of the kids needs to start doing
DIY. That's already there is someone in a room in Hollywood that's already proposing that, pitching that idea right now. They totally do and have the weird neighbour at the side. Wilson,
yeah. He may have died. I'm not sure.
But no one knows who he looks like anyway.
No, they did. I know. I can see his face in my head, and I'm pretty sure that was.
But he was always just the hat, so you.
I know. Well, no, it could be that one of the kids decides, the oldest kid who hasn't really had a career, or Jonathan Taylor Thomas, or any of them really, decides to start a family in the family home, and Tamal could be like a bumbling old granddad, or Santa, and
Santa. He was a great Santa.
And the legacy of Tool Time, and oh my god, why Disney make this show?
It already is. I guarantee you tomorrow will be a story about Home Improvement already happening.
That would be a great one to come back.
There is part of the other ones. The Muppets has come back.
I haven't checked into that at all, and I've heard mixed things. Yeah. Apparently, it's not Again, I think it's what I was saying, is I doesn't know its target. It's being too easy and nice so that kids could watch it, but they don't want to because it's not wacky and zany. And it's also trying to be a comedy for adults, but again, it doesn't push the boundary or be edgy enough that we're I must watch the Muppets.
I honestly thought, I was watching it on Monday in the first episode of it, and it was grand and funny, but I really thought okay, this is going to be this, it's back in a sort of spoof documentary series. But I really thought okay, this is, because it's on at 8 o'clock on Sky, so I was right, this is for the adults. It's going to be some sort of, kind of
Modern Family is.
Yeah. But or pull a Shrek on it and have jokes that maybe the kids wouldn't get, that we would all get. And I just thought it would be a bit more I thought it would be edgier, exactly, and just it was sort of okay, this is just the Muppets, except a documentary about the Muppets.
Yeah.
So it was grand, it was fine. Of course, there was the whole thing of Kermit and
Miss Piggy
breaking up.
Yeah.
So that was sad.
Yeah.
Cried a few tears then. And Xena Warrior Princess is partly
that was rumored a long time when it was Lucy Lawless will be involved, Lucy Lawless won't be involved.
Yeah.
How could you not have to do them? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think leave that alone.
Yeah.
That was a great show. I also kind of wandered into strange territory as it ended and wasn't really clear about what happened. It was a bit mad. But we all have an image of Xena in your head, and it's great. Yeah. Leave that untouched. That's
what
fine.
about, I wonder will they ever bring back Baywatch?
Didn't they try and bring back Baywatch? I think Baywatch now, Baywatch would just die a death because you get the Twitter fucking warriors being this is sexist. This is.
But they could make it non-sexist. It surely wouldn't be that hard to make it. No, it'd be pretty hard.
Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, I just heard the sentence out loud.
Let's try and make Baywatch non-sexy.
No, or non-sexist, but it wouldn't work.
I know, but they wouldn't have to
Yeah.
If anything, it would it'll be done another culture of actually it's not perfectly timed, seeing as it's all about fitness and and Insta inspiration.
But I suppose they kind of had Hawaii 5-0 and all those ones. So that kind of.
I know, but Baywatch was literally let's watch attractive people run down the beach and get wet.
Some people, sorry.
Said no.
I'm gonna have to sing that song and the Fresh Prince rap as soon as this is done.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get it out of your system.
Another one I would really like to see come back is again, I don't know if they should touch it, but My So-Called Life. They should do something with that.
Really? No, I think that I leave that alone.
That was also, I know it was perfect the way it was, but it was
just saying Freaks and Geeks. Let's do that again. Leave them.
We're saying no, Judd Apatow won't do that again.
Yeah, that's if someone went let's do another Buffy. I'd be no. Leave Buffy be.
I know, you can't touch Buffy either. There's so many shows you think, oh yeah, I'd love if they brought it back, and then in reality you're please don't ever destroy my memory of this wonderful show.
Yeah.
And Cold Feet as well, which is kind of the UK version of Friends. Actually, the main actress Helen Baxendale was in Friends. That's partly coming back as well, and Megan Fox is going to be in the lead apparently.
As in they're Americans are going to remake the British Cold Feet.
Well, no, because first of all, it said ITV were bringing it back.
Oh.
And then someone else was saying that, all these sources that you say, that Megan Fox was rumoured to be in it. So I don't know if that means that they're going to somehow make it an American version of it. But, I mean, I don't know. I've honestly, that's one that I, again, sort of dipped in and out of when it was on. And I don't know how they'll pick it up. I do know it ended pretty tragically for Hilton Baxendale's character.
Yeah, God, that was a literal car crash.
Car crash TV.
Emotional roller coaster. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, the main thing here is like come up with some new ideas.
Yeah.
Like there are plenty of new shows, well, they're all kind of usually based on the same thing, but there's like a lot of new shows that we've seen in the last few years that have been amazing.
Yeah.
There's not
no, in fairness,
need
yeah.
to dip
like,
into the
I was
past.
saying
so
all
much.
this TV is fantastic at the moment, but it feels like, I don't know, the half-hour sitcom shows are just being, I don't know,
Yeah.
no one's been creative when it comes to them, but then I suppose we do have the likes of Modern Family and amazing shows out there.
Yeah, well, even that's kind of gone me.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like there's this really high bar that's there, and then there's like sort of middle people that are just sort of like, okay, we're not going to get to that high bar, so why don't we just retrash out the same ones that worked before for us?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like the state of television. Well, no, television is great, but do we need all these comebacks? Well, look, the X-Files will be great.
I think a lot of this though is sort of, I mean, you know, there is a lot of amazing TV shows, but these are the sort of genre of trash TV, I suppose. So in that area, maybe we're running out of ideas, but you know.
Well, look, anything beats another Toddler and Tiaras and more Real Housewives of
I know.
somewhere.
God help us all.
Yeah. Less Kardashian shows, more 90s reboots.
Yeah. I still have yet to see a full Keeping Up with the Kardashians show.
You're probably the only person in existence, and keep it that way,
It's
because
like-
it
it's
means
like I'm
your brain
trying
is
to.
free
Yeah.
from the virus that is Kardashian.
I've watched a little bit of it, but I've managed to stay loyal to the fact that I don't ever want to see it. So, but maybe I probably should, considering it's on TV.
No.
And I'm a TV editor.
That's how the zombie virus will start.
Oh, that's
everyone
true.
who's watched the Kardashians.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of relatively Kardashian proof at the moment.
Oh my God, that's kind of good.
I
So
know.
can you name them all? Don't know. You'll summon them.
No. You can't help it. It's like by osmosis alone. You learn
Yeah.
all their names and who they're going out with.
Mitosis is.
Huh?
Oh my God, Sabrina. They should bring back Sabrina.
Oh yeah.
I would, if they got the original like writers, because those writers were funny.
Yeah.
And even actually not Melissa Joan Hart's a bit of a crazy patient Republican. But if they did a
She was in
new
that other show.
Melissa and Joey,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm sure she probably owns the rights to it because I get her contract probably took over loads of it. It's like, but they could bring back another witch.
They could.
Just a new. We just have
Teenage
to be
witch
Sabrina.
stories. They always were.
Oh my God, Teenage Witches would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd watch a Teenage
But
Witch
Sabrina
story.
the Teenage Witch and Home Improvement. Definitely. Dave, why don't you just move to Hollywood and get this
Bye.
shit rolling,
Done.
you
See,
know?
enough of the podcast.
You are wasted here.
I'm gone. You cannot come visit me in my McMansion in the hills.
Exactly.
That's where we'll set the
Tim
Fresh Prince of
Allen.
Bel-Air.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there anyway, and thank you very much for listening.